What's up, everybody? Welcome to Deck Ideas with Blake, and this is a new type of one we're doing today. It's just going to be kind of a deep dive into kind of some of the things I'm thinking about, and I was first thinking about visiting a Tival Arbiter Virtue deck and getting like a Skithiryx slash Genji glove, like OTK kind of objective goal. And I thought that would have been fun, but then I got to thinking, there was like an old idea I had, and I actually think I could pull it off now. It's only taken 3 years of my life to figure this out. I had this idea kind of early on with some homies on the CGB Discord, and it kind of went away from there, and I kind of fell away from it. I just maybe didn't really know. I had some ideas of how to perhaps do it and what cards to use, but I didn't ever commit to it. So it's time. It's time. We're going to do MERIA Voltron. So I guess we're gonna get the sword and this green little dragon here for our vibing, and of course the heavy metal sleeves, of course. So who's MERIA, you ask? Well, I'll show you. MERIA is probably the most tanky commander, and I think she's kind of underrated in that way. She is really enables a lot of protection. She can become a target, but she has a lot of tools to protect herself, mostly through artifacts. It's kind of your key to victory with her, is an abundance of artifacts. I want to illustrate one particular artifact for you to kind of get you excited about this. And I know it's it's whatever, but it's a leather armor. And why is this a cool artifact? Well, it only costs 1 mana, which is nice, so you can play it before MERIA comes in the battlefield. And then you can simply equip 0, activate it only once a turn, and then once it's equipped, this thing that you equip it on has Ward 1, meaning that someone has to pay an additional mana to target it, okay, to be able to access the targeting of the spell. Plus it gets an 0-1 buff. That's pretty nice. So turn it into a 3-4, so it can kind of dodge some direct damage stuff at that point. And this artifact is also worth its weight in gold because you can actually tap it for mana. That's really nice. You can actually add a forest just by having this on the battlefield with MERIA, which is crazy. And in addition, if you have 2 artifacts and you want to get some card advantage, you can tap 2 of these down at once that are non-tokens, such as this. And hey, let's just kind of dig the wormhole down like a Swiftfoot Boots. Tap 2 of these down at once, and then you can exile the top card of your library and play it for turn, which you usually can hit your land drops and your other cheap mana artifacts and kind of keep the train going with MERIA. So MERIA can be this Voltron-y card, and I actually think that I do have kind of the idea now, and kind of also how I would want to go about this. I think you'd want to play probably at the very least like a Tyvar stand, and maybe if you're going to go full Voltron with MERIA, I would probably also recommend a Tamiyo, just because these two can actually offer indestructibility, and that could help us fade a lot of things. We can give ourselves ward up the wazoo, right? But we still wouldn't be able to fade mass board wipes. So we had to be kind of careful of that, right? So that's where these can come into handy at least. These are also very easy to cast with MERIA. You simply just have an abundance of green mana available. You probably can just have this, available at instant speed just by keeping one of your artifacts open. So that's kind of step 1 is kind of to get the ward. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out the other ward artifacts. There's a couple more. Lava Spur Boots is really nice. That's just another 1 mana artifact that can give you ward 1 and haste. Then you have your Thram Power Suit. We love that as well. I am a fan of the Patchwork Automaton. And it's also really fun is to mutate onto MERIA. That's kind of really going in on the Voltron. So we'll get back to that. But this is the perfect deck for me. It kind of illustrates how insane I am. And actually how this is actually going to work at the same time. It will work, I promise. So the Roaming Throne, I don't think we have to worry about really doubling up on our creature triggers. So that's not really necessary. We can put the craft button on and kind of check this out and see if there's anything else that is like worthwhile. Suchi Cave Guard. This is an artifact creature construct. I mean, there has been like kind of times where I have done like artifact resurrection, and that's a pretty cool artifact to resurrect. But we can also do big mana stuff, so these are not like, you know, the worst things to do. But overall, from our ward, we have a pretty good start. We can kind of check out the green. If there's anything else that is going to be pretty swell. This has to do with counters, and it gives you ward as well. Kind of actually just puts ward on like just de facto, you know. For that level 2, it's pretty easy to pull this off. I don't know if we're going to be doing counters per se. I mean, this does put counters on itself, but I don't know if we're going to be doing that like on the regular. So I'm not really sure, but I still want to see if there's any more ward things here that we might want to look at and check out. Most of these are just some mix of really solid creatures. The Hulking Raptor is really nice, and dinosaurs. Ancient Green Warden is cool for your landfall decks. Some alchemy cards here. Warden of the Woods. Some other warded creatures. Let's check out the Famished Worldsire. I'm kind of curious about this one. This guy's pretty cool too, you know. It's pretty cool, like, guy to suit up, right? So Famished Worldsire. I'm just curious to see this. I don't think we're going to be playing any of these. We're going to be probably pretty low to the ground, mostly. You devour your own lands, huh? Oof. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool card. The Famished Worldsire. It's pretty cool. Cactus Sure Shot. Okay. Alright. So, maybe nothing too great about the mono green stuff. Swordsooth is cool. Harmonizing Grave Starter. Ancient Imperiosaur. Ancient Adamantoise. This is a mythic. Huh. It's a crazy card. Alright, now we're on red. We're on red. I don't think there was any like thing to look at. They're multicolored. No. Okay. And these are actually kind of interesting too. Like your look at this, guys. Roban. Yeah, this is kind of what we're up to. This is kind of what we're all about, right? Roban, the Bull of Alamigo. And this is pay life equal to Roban's power. Whenever Roban attacks, attach up to one target equipment you control to target attacking creature. Beautiful. You can like just like kind of evade the equip cost. We like that, don't we? Very nice. Kind of a warrior thing, Minotaur thing going on. And that is just the luck of just kind of grinding it out and kind of looking around. That's a nice pickup for the deck. Kind of gives us a little bit more direction about maybe what kind of equipments we want to include here. So there's that. If you guys like brewing and thinking of things and putting these ideas out there, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for checking this out. This is kind of a full circle for MERIA, I think. I think this is kind of the one that I really like so far. This is a really fun one. They're really going to be a really cool casual Commander Night deck here, for sure. So, I think we went through like kind of all the cards that we wanted to. There wasn't really too much else to kind of look through for ward. And we have a really nice base here so far. It kind of looks like we want to kind of continue to look at equipment. So I'm going to I'm going to type in equipment. And I think we're also going to be looking at for some like more evasive creatures too. And maybe things we can do to our creatures to make them a little bit more deadly and effective. And the double strike is really something for this. So these Beamtown Beatsticks, these combat damage equipments are going to be, I'll just move it to this side, it's fine. I'll put it right with Raban. These double strike equipments are really, well, if we have double strike, it's going to be very good. We just want equipments to like do well with double strike. MERIA doesn't have double strike herself, but we can put in some tools in here, and as we increase our combat damage, we can definitely get more triggers. And that's definitely what we are considering here. We definitely want to have more triggers. So, and more attacks. So this one is simply attacking. That would benefit from extra combat steps in general. This one will just like you to do combat damage in general. So this requires extra combats, while this one just requires double strike. They're probably both pretty decent because you just like 1 mana artifacts in general, probably for this deck. So they're not like the worst, but probably the combat damage ones might be a little better. How's the blacksmith's talent? You make a token so you can't tap it for mana, but let's see. So you get this thing called sword. You get to... Okay. So kind of like a Raban. These are just buffs in general. Okay, Freya, what's up with you, girl? During your turn, Freya Crescent has flying. Add red. Spend this mana only to cast an equipment spell or activate an equip ability. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's kind of an evasive card. It kind of enables herself. She's a good legendary. Add red. Spend this mana only to cast an equipment spell or activate an equip ability. Yeah, we'll have plenty of those. So she's just kind of maybe a nice attacker too. I kind of love flying. It's kind of cheating, right? I think we'll try a Freya. I think she's going to do well with like a Mox Amber too. She'd be good with like Ragavan. Be really good with Ragavan in that Ragavan spot. And I think we would definitely want probably a Rabbit Battery. Probably. It's not really the best attacker. Haste is pretty decent, I guess. How much do we want haste? Kind of looks pretty good for this guy. The red is a little bit hard to reconfigure. We'll consider the Rabbit Battery. Be considering. I mean, Corey Steelcutter is the Corey Steelcutter, right? Yeah, this is definitely in. There's even if with the nerf, what is the nerf exactly? You only get a. I'm not really sure what the nerf is on it. I think it loses its trample, right? Let me check this one out. See how bad. I'm kind of curious to see how far they nerf this one. Well, probably won't be doing too much instant speed stuff, but it's probably just well worth it. It's probably fine. This is an equipment too, the chainsaw. So that's pretty cool. I think you kind of want to try these out. There's the lizard blades. So here's the lizard blades. So we want to get this in. It's in now. And I want to get it over here so we can kind of get our combat damage here. So we know these are like our combat damage payoffs. Equipped creature gets 2/2. Huh. Wow, so we can see there's plenty of red equipments. It's really kind of something. They're mostly just kind of 2/0 buffs here and there. That's kind of interesting, this Blade Grift here. Okay. Targets for itself. Don't see much of that card. Dwarven Hammer. Oh, here's Furion. It's a really cool card. So we have like a little bit of a removal options here that are equipments. It's just interesting in general, like, you know. And then these are just pretty good artifacts that are low to the ground. You know, the Quarry Steel Cutter actually helps us get through some sacrifice too, like by creating tokens. You know, we can kind of get through like some cards that like make us sacrifice creatures, and only having a MERIA on battlefield is kind of disaster in those situations. So Quarry Steel Cutter definitely helps that out a lot. For Mirrodin. Affinity for equipment? That's pretty nice. Yeah, we love that. Instant speed too. Really nice for us. A little bit of a possession. Wasn't too impressed with that side quest. A little bit of possession here. Another 2/0. Reckless Crew. Ember Cleave. Yeah, Double Strike is really good, obviously. And here's where the Beamtown Beatstick comes in with like an Ember Cleave. Really nice one. Okay, so these are also the really interesting cards, like these really big 6 mana plays. It almost makes you want to like just want to play these like instead, but I do want to kind of try out MERIA. I mean, these are so good with like ritual effects. You have like those like, you know, piratic rituals and such that all of a sudden, you know, on turn 3, you're just like, you know, curving out to something like a Gilgamesh. And that's pretty crazy. So those are really strong. Like a card such as this, where you're just getting in, it probably still makes our deck, I assume, because we are so equipment heavy. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's so appropriate for us just to kind of play these amazing legendaries. This one will do well too with, you know, we can put the combo in here. You know, we can put the mask of here, you know, in this particular deck. We could try. But basically, this one is going to find that particular artifact, and you just have to hook it up and basically attack with this, and you get like lots of freaking combat steps. So that is a combo. So the Gilgamesh. So the artifact in question for this one is, you just put it right onto the battlefield. Tutor up an artifact, equipment, put it right on the battlefield when Godo attacks. For the first time each turn, untap it and all samurai you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So, legendary artifact. And then here, it's a 4-mana one. Let's see if I even have it. Here it is, the Helm of the Host. So that's the combo with Gilgamesh. Or, excuse me, is it Golo? Yeah, I think so. Godo, the bandit warlord. So you go ahead, seek this thing out. Equip your Godo. And, you create a token of Godo, and you start swinging. And you can just keep on redundantly attack over and over again. I would like to see that combo in action. It seems kind of interesting. So, I find the helm, I equip, I attack with the Godo with the helm on it. And then I can just keep attacking. I just keep swinging in. Just really interesting. So, yeah, that's an interesting combo. Very interesting, isn't it? Okay, so I think we got through equipment on red. So now what we need to do is go through green. Just trying to make through our way through here just to make sure we didn't miss anything. There was probably like maybe, yeah, looks like that was it. I always wondered about the lantern from MERIA, because it is kind of like what she wants to do. Interesting, huh? Whenever this creature attacks, it explores. Kind of would like that just to be like 1 mana equip less. I would really like it like that. And I'd rather just play like an Explorer Scope or like a Umazawa's or the Lost Jite, you know? I think this is a real card, actually, Belt of Giant Strength. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. And I have a feeling Maria's going to get pretty strong, guys. I do. I have a feeling that she's going to be pretty nasty. Rune of Might is kind of interesting. Not an artifact, though, unfortunately. Like, nice little buffs here and there. Nothing too crazy, though. This is like a Elvish Piper type of thing. Oh, man, if we can get some more like kind of this action, that would probably be pretty cool, you know. Nothing here too much. There's going to be a lot in this area. You're going to have like a lot of good choices overall. 0 drops are pretty great for MERIA, actually. If you want to kind of increase your action, so to speak, and if we aren't really getting into the equipments, a bone saw is not the worst option. It's not a creature though either, so you have to kind of be a little bit selective here. We have this one creature here, so. you know, I definitely will probably take the equipment off and just kind of look at our 0 drops to kind of see what we're doing. Ornithopter kind of can get down with like a lot of these early mana artifacts. Actually, they can kind of get the party started. Actually, they kind of seem, they're a flyer too, so don't sleep on the Ornithopter. The Ornithopter can kind of get busy. I want to definitely try a Mox with the Freya here, and I think we will add the Bone Saw. Okay, we're gonna get the Bone Saw going. Bob is really pretty cool and versatile. Tormod Crypt is also just a really nice 0 drop. Don't know, we might really kind of go all in on the artifacts and equipments, you know, in this particular one. But we can get a craft to see if there's any other 0 drops. Okay, so quarter shield, kind of a high equip cost there. Which is unfortunate. It is the 0 drop though, so that is something, isn't it? I even have like a Mox Opal, which would fit probably pretty good for what we're doing. We're playing lots of artifacts, so that would actually be a really solid card too. Your Mox Opal would be really good here. And perhaps the quarter shield? Question mark. It feels kind of bad, but also feels kind of good. Like, honestly, you want to kind of flood the board with like equipments here, so I think that's probably good enough. A little bit of life like land action there. It's pretty interesting. Adventuring gear. It's pretty solid. What are we going to be doing with lands? You have like Sword of the Animist in the next format. It's hard to say. Adventuring gear. Maybe we play that pick too. The green mana one too. Maybe these are just good enough. Let's see here. Let's find our handy dandy equipment. And let's get out the Sky Claybacks. The Equip is 3. Oh, but when it enters, you just slap it right on your homie. It's pretty sick. Kind of into that. Yeah, I think the Basilot collar is really sick. Death Touch Lifelink. The Bonded Construct. I don't think we have that many creatures, really. We have to kind of consider that, too. We have to, like, look at... That's why we're looking here. For, like, kind of our low-to-ground stuff. I kind of take my time on this a little bit. The knife. There's the hammer. You think you played this for these kind of payoffs, right? So far, just Roban kind of enables this free equip. So I think we're gonna have to pick up the Bander's talent, because I think we have to play the Colossal Hammer. So we have to pick up the talent. Yeah, we kind of have to give it a shot, right? So for that 3, you can attach a target creature controlled up to 1 target creature. So it kind of bypasses the equip cost of 8. to give it 10/10 and lose the flying. Ooh, that's a nice one. Let's craft that right now. And let's keep going. Eater of Virtue is pretty sweet. It's like a nice little buff, isn't it? Two quit to hexproof from monocolored. Honestly, I'm a fan. Hexproof from monocolored? Could be gas. We're looking for any sort of protection, really. If we do that, I think we can take away one of these. So. Looks like we're kind of moving up the chain too, so let me kind of get some of the zeros over here. So we had this shield over there. Okay, we can view everything still. These are what we got so far. As far as a nice little tidy artifact equipment deck. Eater of Virtue. So it's like a 2/0 buff. Kind of gets a little bit stronger. This is a life gain thing. Expedition Map is a pretty amazing card for like Ancient Tomb. That was just banned. The Ghost Vacuum. What's up? Ginger Brute. Kind of love to see it. It's just like a very evasive 1-drop. Beautiful thumbnail there, guys. Because we are in fantasy land. We believe. Huh. Ghostfire Blade. I think dude, that's a rare. God dang it. That's a sick card. We have lots of colorless creatures so far. About 3 of them. Maybe not many. What's the helm do? Cool. Okay, Hope of Gear yes to this. And why I like these ones too is they're so easily castable off of like a MERIA turn where you cast MERIA and you have maybe an artifact available. You can just pop one of your artifacts and just put another one of these down. Kind of gets the party started, as you'd say. Inventor's Goggles. MERIA is an artificer. It's just kind of funny. She is an artificer. So I play the goggles, and then MERIA all of a sudden is a 4/5. That's so much harder to deal with. Oh my god. That's like a perfect card. Dang. Dude, someone was really jonesing for this when they were at Wizards. They were like, I have to have this card. I need to design a card for all these like pet cards I have. Man, we haven't even gotten to some of the juicy stuff yet. We're still kind of just moving through. The Apprentice is alright. Yeah. Jite May. I don't know if I need the looks here. Phantom Recorder is cool. Pry and Blade is kind of an interesting one. It's kind of like right on the periphery. Has that nice little kind of a benefit, but I also think it is. How does it compare? They all are like this. They're 1 mana equip 2s. You know? I think it's probably more often than not we're going to have like the double strike and not the extra combats. So this one is kind of nice though. Still not the worst. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. I think it's just all right compared. I mean, you get a little bit of a 1/1 here. This is indestructible. Yeah, that's close. I think that still gets in barely. Shadow Spear definitely gets in. Nice little trample lifelink there. Please feel free to like recommend any sweet like artifact synergies that you might know of. I'm sure there's one that like, equips all your, equipments at once, and stuff like that. And I'm just not totally on board like with this archetype. So help me if you see anything. And we probably do want these kind of built-in protection guys, like a Spectrum Sentinel. Just kind of makes sense. It just has like a built-in protection. Maybe not the best like in combat. Not the worst either though, right? And it just has like some sort of like interesting evasion already built into it. None of our artifacts are multicolored, so I think it's kind of an interesting creature as a baseline. I do want to have like I'm going to type in next time type in menace, because I want some menacing things that will kind of evade, We have the nice flyers, we have the Hope of Girapur, and we have the Ornithopter, but we might want some menace creatures. So we'll be checking those out too. So none of these really catch my eye. Probably will just pick up a Signet just because it is very good. Kind of interesting, like a little flying aspect here. A little bit of like looting type of effect. I got a Soul Cauldron, Wizard Rockets. It's kind of interesting. Kind of a nice little buff there for MERIA. Don't sleep on the buff, right? Don't sleep on the buff. Rather have some swords at that kind of mana value level. The medallions are pretty cool. Dowsing Dagger's pretty good. Dowsing Dagger could actually be very good with some of these flyers. Kind of is not so good like if we don't have trample though. Be kind of disastrous. There's the pick. We love the pick. These are just like very prime blade type of effects. Just combat damage, make a treasure. Howling Mine is just really good value. Just kind of don't really know where to say or where to put this. It's just kind of like just generically good. I can put it with the lands, I guess. Because MERIA can tap this down and we'll get the card. Our opponent will be not denied the card because it is tapped on their turn. So there's that. Kite Sail. Yeah, Lightning Graves is cool. I mean, it is kind of a starter, as you would say, but what's interesting about the Greaves is that your stuff that's already equipped will stick. So I think we will put the Greaves in. You just can't like equip anything on after the Greaves are on. So that's a really interesting like kind of way to look at the Greaves. What a card. What a freaking card. So yeah, I think we definitely need some creatures. Definitely. Some evasive creatures are definitely going to help us out. The Patrick Automaton is perfect. I don't know how many more creatures we're going to find in this kind of section, to be honest. And I kind of have an idea of what does this do? Nice. The Dominion bracelet. I mean, it's kind of wombo bombo with a Thran power suit, isn't it? I mean, yeah, your creature's just gonna have like 1,000,000 power. So we'll try it. We'll play Gamble and Reckless Handling just for that. That's kind of fun. We'll go real big, guys. We're gonna go real big for the group today. Andurl's cool. It's just like more creatures. Buster Sword is really strong. Thran Spider. Why does it get like a nerf or a buff? I think it just changes like that mana sink by 1. Honestly, I'm not like a hater on the Thran Spider. I think it's pretty good. Just good for our equipment. It's just kind of a big accelerator for MERIA. I kind of think of like a Solemn Simulacrum in that manner, where Solemn brings out a land and it acts as a mana source itself with MERIA. So at the 4 spot, so it can be pretty solid. Pretty good accelerator. Like, you can basically cast all your stuff. So Thran Spider, it can come down a little bit sooner and have that nice little mana sink. It can act as an impulse. I think I do want to kind of tank it up with a Thran Spider for this particular deck. Buster Sword seems good. And we're going to be looking at the swords now. We're definitely going to be in our 3 mana spot. Creature has double strike. Yeah, we definitely want that. Fire Shrieker seems nice. Probably the Foundry Inspector just seems to be like a good cost reduction. Glaring Fire Flesh Raker is kind of hard to get into just because it requires colorless mana, that mana cost. And that's not always readily available for us. Not always readily available. This is basically what MERIA is. If you're kind of curious of what she does, like she is like an improvised commander. Basically turns all your non-token artifacts into emerald medallions. And they can tap for green. So there's that. Oh, Battlethopter seems really cool. Mithril Coat seems like a very appropriate spell for this deck. And we'll definitely put in the swords. So the thing about the swords, the ones that are, very good, these are going to be best put on your like Lizard Blades and your Phyrexian Dragon Engine, the cards that already have double strike. Because a lot of the things that offer double strike, like an Embercleave, they simply won't stick to a card that has like a Sword of Forge and Frontier. They just, because you have pro red, pro green for this one. So yeah, you can't equip a Embercleave on somebody that has this on them. So that's unfortunate. So that's kind of a non-bow, but they're just very good and very good with double strike. Tezzeret seems pretty interesting too, to kind of like fetch up like some of these very interesting spells. I think so, but I don't know. I really have to be kind of dedicated to the artifacts. Really kind of have to figure that out. The One Ring is that. It is the one. Brass Knuckles is kind of interesting, but kind of pricey for a 4-spot card. You can take a look at it. You get a token out of it. Yeah, I think it's probably exactly what we're doing, actually. So yeah, we'll put in the Brass Knuckles. Joyer's Familiar, a little expensive. Leyline freaking Axe, baby. I can just see that this deck is completely busto. It is Bustarino, baby. Traxos. There's some like really nasty beaters like a Traxos, and has Trample. It's probably absolutely busted here, actually. Regalia is pretty cool too. There's a Genji Glove. That's what started this all tonight, was a Genji Glove. Just like going absolutely ham with a Genji Glove. Pretty happy, guys. Pretty happy about our choices. Adrian Prywin is pretty cool. It's pretty expensive. Don't really think I need to look too much further here at this end. But I definitely want some like Gold Hound action. You know, I want some First Strike Menace at that one spot. For sure. Seems really nice. And it's an artifact, so you like just love it. I thought about Sticky Fingers too. It's pretty cool. Ragavan obviously is like a very good like one drop to kind of suit up. Yeah, we love the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, of course. Pretty interested in the Facebreaker. Maybe flying. We can check out the flyers. I think I got Dragon Rage Channeler, fantastic. Really good flyer. Really good with all these non-creature spells too. Slicky, eh? Slick Shot Show Off. Kind of a bomb, isn't he? Just an absolute menace. Kind of an interesting one. I was thinking about Gadrick because it's just kind of like a tanky guy. I mean, surely will have a lot of artifacts. It's kind of interesting, actually. Just interesting in general. Okay. Ooh, Terror of the Peaks. Twin Flame Tyrant. That's kind of a nasty one, too. So I don't have all these cards. I think what we're going to do is hit done here at 100. See what we can get from our packs. See if we can fetch up a mythic. It's possible. There's always kind of some packs. You always want to check these out to see if there's any kind of sometimes there is. And let's see. I think we're going to be looking for not this set. What the Opal was dropped in? Probably one of these like little Pioneer Master sets, right? Nah, probably not. Probably is just like was just released in like one of the alternate sets. We'll just open some Edge. Mythic pack? No. We did get a rare. It's pretty cool. I'm not a mythic for a Mox Opal, Sag. Okay, so we definitely made some you know, progress here. Definitely kind of missing a couple important cards. Looks like the Helm of the Host is something that we don't have yet. We can kind of just test it out as is. We had that 1/0 drop equipment here, and I think we're just going to do some little tutoring action here. Nothing crazy. And I'm going to get the reckless handling. Fireweaver's pretty nice too here, actually. It's probably really good with like our treasures in general. But I think you'll be impressed with like a double striking Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I think your guys are going to be kind of really like happy about that. They're going to be thinking it's pretty cool. So we'll just kind of put in like some of the just decent, like, you know, 1-for-1 removal that we have available. You have a couple choices here. Not the worst, guys. There we go. Do a hazard. You get Boseiju and Shatter Skull. And we'll definitely put in like probably like a Voltage Surge. And that would be like kind of the extent of it. And then you would just fill up with like lands here. Like so. Just get like a nice little suite of lands here. Nothing crazy. Fetch lands are just so good. One of those two is fine. Vendor's Fair is kind of nice. Kind of a nice colorless land to run a colorless land. And then you have green to search up your artifacts within Vendor's Fair is really nice. And you just have these fetch lands that are just very good. And then you have Command Tower. You probably want to run the Mycosynth too. Another colorless land. That would be the extent. You don't want to run too many of those. You can run like the Scry land is fine. And is this one? Let's see. If it says if it comes, the reveal land is a little tough. Yeah, the Rootbound Crag is fine. Let's check out our pay lands here. See if there's anything. Ooh, Disciple of Freyalise. Nice value. Turn Timber is pretty good. Mana Confluence is nice. Spire is probably good here. And maybe you want like maybe 1-man land or maybe something to get value out of your graveyard, like a Balaget Recovery. Yeah, and that would probably be a very sweet deck. Looks like you're only going to have about 6 each of these. I wonder if you even play like the Avindo and stuff, like all those really cool station lands. Gotta keep a couple for your Fabled Passage and Prismatic Vista. Okay, you guys ready to say go? Let's try it out. Do a couple games and thanks for hanging out with me if you made it this far. This is a really, really cool, I think this is a really cool way to engage with MERIAs, to do like a Voltron. You definitely get some even cooler options in Commander. You get like a Commander's Plate. Definitely some really interesting options out there. Seasoned. I don't think I've seen that before. Kind of a really interesting one to like just get right onto the axe. I don't think I could say no to the axe like that. I have 2 lands here. Hopefully I forget a red land. Plenty of mana fixing. Right? Plenty of it. So let's see if we can get into a red land. Oh, that's cheating. Doesn't that even make like a treasure too, right? That's beautiful. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for. So do I want to deny them the treasure here? What's the equip cost on this? 3. So nothing really. Oh, well, that's the text of this. So okay. So they do not get the treasure now. Yeah, it's kind of rude. Alright, so they had some busted gas cards. But there's no more mana drain, so I guess just a wash away. Counterspell. Yeah. What's next? What are we doing next? I guess Blades, Banner Goggles, Pray. Pray we don't have to see this game. Oh, they're going after my very rude opponent. Man, that... I don't know why they wanted to, like, use my Spire. That would be very... what would you say? Not, You know what? I actually want the mana when MERIA comes down, so they'll go like this. Shit. Dude, what do we do to deserve this treatment of alchemy? Welcome to this channel, like, absolutely cursed. We are so cursed. Please don't time warp and, like, get into this nickel bolas. Okay, we faded that. Oh, man. I don't really want to give them a card. I need one, though, too. Just have to chill. That one? Oh, I have to. That was a rude opponent. I feel like they're going to have the land anyways, so whatever. Let's just do it. All right. They did not have the land? Could I get a land? Okay. It always gets it, right? Usually always gets it. So what happens if we get into this, Mr. Gilgamesh? Anything cool? Maybe. They're really trying for this land. They're just not getting it. Fire Shrieker. Do you like that opponent? Are you going to cast it? They will. Kind of the scuffiest game for both players, actually. Yeah. Well, cross your fingers. Wow, more counter spells. Jesus. No. This card is so sick. They went with Ragavan, but they could have just casted their commander there. I don't know. This is just going to fall off. It's just, they must have more counters. I have no idea. Surely they don't spend their treasures here. Don't think so. Seems like more counter spells. This has been like a very, pretty difficult game, really. Pretty difficult. And I still didn't get the land. Pretty crazy. You know what? The Hope of Giripur is pretty cool here. I can actually slow them down. Well, they can maybe kill me with Apache. Let's see what they want to do here. Ah, this is a cursed game. Absolutely cursed game. My win con, too. I've been holding this out the whole game. It doesn't get much worse than that, guys. I really tell you, it can't. Your life can't be that much more miserable than what that just was like. Yeah, that was a terrible result. Ah, Cavernous Souls. I'm such a goofy ball. Really, Undilated Halfling. Oh, I missed out on so many cards. Yeah, that's what happens. You kind of get wrecked, and you're like, "Oh, those cards are really good." Oh, you still have Gemstone Caverns? That's crazy. That card's really busted. Okay, it's probably going to be like one of these 0 drops here, but maybe not. Be really good for our overall game plan. This one is just the equip is just too high. It's just this is a little better. All right, so this one will be the deck list I post, and I'm kind of excited about just copy pasting it in and presenting it. Oppo goes first. Kind of an interesting hand here. Gonna be mulliganing this one, I think. The reckless handling, the colossal hammer is cool. It's just, I'd rather that be like enabled with like a Roban or a banditry. They're the bandit's talent. Okay, seems like a solid start. Yeah. A really nice patchwork automaton going here. My Greaves, I suppose. Chainsaw kills their commander. I mean, this is quite a scary MERIA hand to see, I have to say. I'd be kind of spooked out. Oh, I don't even have to fetch this out for the shaman? It's pretty cool. Okay, now they have shaman mana. I also have this little here chainsaw though. Okay, ramping. Wouldn't mind a land here to get into MERIA and then try to drop a bunch of artifacts down. Kind of really accelerate through. Oh, that's pretty sweet. It's kind of like exactly what we want to be doing here. Yeah, it just makes sense. I really like this play line a lot. I like a lot of gasoline here. Nice little attacker here. Shelly. Scary attacker. Scary card. We draw. The One Ring is pretty nice for us, isn't it? Somewhat. Can kill our shaman here. Send in our yeah, I think we want to kill that. Kill the shaman. They're gonna just kind of try to KO me here. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how much worth this is, but we can try it. That was definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. Our homie is getting very strong. I think we'll send it in. It's pretty psycho. Pretty psycho that they would trade up their Shelly. Must be putting on a lot of pressure. Yep, that's a Leovold. We're gonna wheel and deal, baby. Let's impulse first. See what's going on. I like a Basilisk color. Okay, it's time to drop the ring, I guess. Oh, of course. That's unfortunate. Where can I put this on? This guy? I guess so. Oh no, Blake. Okay, last day, man. Okay, last day, man. The one ring sucks. Oh no. Oh no attacks. I'm going to do a crying impulse here. Oh no. Oh, disaster. Our best card too. I do like this deck though. You know, I always play wrong against Leovold. It is a common occurrence for me to misplay against this card. I do it all the time. No worries. I mean, we got this thing going. Howling Mine. Okay, I see what you're doing there, opponent. We gotta go, go, go. Well, we can still impulse. Everything is fine. All right, we need to start getting our homies situated here. The equip is only 1 on that? That's really fucking good. Excuse my language, but seriously. I can actually toggle these off, right? And then I can toggle this on. Beautiful. Okay, anything else for us to do? I guess we can impulse here. That's nice. Little Dragon Blades, Fire, whatever. Sure. Okay. Well, maybe a Psycho Rift. Just being very cool. They did not concede. And they do concede. Oh, shoot. All right, one more game. Oh, baby. Yeah, I constantly misplay against the Leovold. Constant. It's just like a... I thought there was some cards that like make you misplay a lot, like Narset, but Leovold just gets me every time. It's one thing after another. It's like I constantly misplay against that. What is this? I don't know words right now. Temple Trap. How did that even get in there? It's such like a bizarre card. Like, pretty amazing hand. I don't think we're gonna need this one. Smooth, baby. Smooth operator. Okay. The heir apparent. Ooh. I think we're attacking in to offer the tradesies. Okay. Delners. Okay, opponent. See what you did there. Well, I think I want to kind of, you know, kill the Delany. And will we actually get to cast the Gilgamesh this game? And what the heck was that 5-mana artifact doing in my deck? Just some draft shaft in my deck. What the heck was that? Oh my. Can we get through these things? Scary. Oh, yes, please. This is the only one I got. Yeah. Oh, please. Ooh. Man, if I just had one more equipment, I'd have like a mithril coat available for my Gilgamesh too, which is kind of crazy. Man, these things are getting a little crazy, huh? Corey Steel Nation. I mean, it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of draw. It's a lot of possibilities. It's a big scary Gilgamesh. Oh my god. This card is crazy. Sure. Yeah. Oh my god. Guys, what is this card? Gilgamesh. Holy shit, bro. Ooh. Like and subscribe. Let's go. Wow. That was fun. What is this? Temple Trap. I wish I know what that was supposed to be. I'm just going to add a Bird of Paradise and be like really happy about this deck. I feel like celebrating, guys. Let's celebrate. Let us celebrate a Voltron-y MERIA deck. Let us do it. Longer video for sure. It's a long one, but I think it's well worth it. I think you guys are going to love this video. And yeah, this played. I was very surprised by Brass Knuckles. Very strong. Really kind of closed out that game versus Teovold or whatever his name was. All these cards are sick. Yeah, I think the Reckless Handing will be good as long as it's not in our opening and like as our 2-drop. I think it's going to be really nice to, seek out that card. Perhaps like when we have, I guess, the Roban or the Blacksmith's Talent. It's a little narrow there, but at the very least, it's still just a 1-drop and really good combo with like our this dude. Woof, he's scary. We have gamble to find a card such as that. I'm so very pleased with this, guys. I am overjoyed. I am really excited. All of this seems very cool. It really does. It seems very, very cool. Yeah, I'm even excited about like the Dominion bracelet. Could even probably be like a sort of Feast and Famine for some of these like kind of fringy cards, a little more value. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed MERIA Voltron. That was amazing. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.